Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. Alaskan Airlines has fired one of their flight attendants for making a twerking video that went viral. I don't know about y'all, but if I see a video from an airline and a flight attendant twerking, I'm signing up to be a freaking flyer, baby. What up? What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, you guys, the moment is finally here. It's Friday, and I got a great show set up for you guys. Whew, I waited all week just to do that. All right, you guys, I have a great show set up for you. I have 4 lead stories. We're going to kick it off by talking about Donald Trump saying that Mexico no longer has to pay 25% tariffs. A man swallows $1 million worth of jewelry to hide it, but still gets arrested. Southwest Airlines flight makes a return due to an unruly passenger, has nothing to do with the plane or the FAA. And Joseline Hernandez denies Amber Rose's claims and says she's going to sue her. In quick news, we're going to talk about twerking Alaskan Airlines flight attendant, Canada removing American-made things from their shelves, Drake, Future, DJ Daniels, and GloRilla. As always, we're going to close out the show with comments, social discussion, question of the day, and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. I'm very excited to start this Friday show. Let's go. Our first lead story. Donald Trump announces Mexico will no longer have to pay the 25% tariff. Oh, Donnie. So Donald Trump claims that after talking with the Mexican president, he will no longer be inflicting the 25% tariff on a majority of Mexican goods. Let's just jump right into what Mr. President Trump said. After speaking with President Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico, I have agreed that Mexico will not be required to pay tariffs on anything that falls under the USMCA agreement. This agreement is until April the 2nd. I did this as an accommodation and out of respect for President Sheinbaum. Our relationship has been a very good one, and we are working hard together on the border, both in terms of stopping illegal aliens from entering the United States of America and likewise on stopping DRUG. Thank you to President Sheinbaum for your hard work and cooperation. There you have it. And you know what? I bet you by the time this video comes out, Canada might not have to pay till April as well too. Or maybe not right away because, he wants Canada to be the 51st state. So he might wait till Monday. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, guys, the people who manage my money in investments called me. I think it was Thursday or Wednesday, whatever date the tariffs went into play. And they're like, hey, Trent, we're calling up all of our clients just to reassure everybody about the tariffs and all of that stuff and see if you would like to make moves. And they're projecting to just stay the course because we don't really know what's going to happen. And I completely agreed with them. And these are the reasons why. Donald Trump, I don't think actually really wants to put these tariffs into place. I think Donald Trump wants to do exactly what he said. I want to use this as a negotiation tactic. I want to use this as a scare tactic. And what he won't admit is that he wants to use this so he could say that he's done more for the United States than any other president ever. You heard him at his at that speech, whatever you want to call it, State of the Union address to Congress, where he said, I have done more in 43 days than any U.S. president ever in history, even in the people who did 2 terms. Like, this is what Donald Trump wants. He wants us talking about him. He wants us saying like, oh, I could put tariffs. Oh, you took tariffs off. You hear what he said? I did this to accommodate you. Thank you. Like, he has to put them on to take them off to look good. Like, that's what Trump is all about. And that's why I think he's keeping Canada on, because what's the difference between Mexico and Canada? The DRUG that's coming from Mexico is 95% of the DRUG that starts with the F word. 96% of it comes from Mexico, and only I think they said it was like 0.6%, not even a full percent, comes from Canada. So why does Canada have to pay? Like I said, it's a negotiation tactic. And it's not like I'm smarter than everybody else. He said that during his campaign trail. We're going to use it as campaign tactics. But I think everybody gets so caught up in the markets and this, and we forget who it is and who we're dealing with. And to be fair, I don't think that he's completely wrong in doing it. I really don't. I know a lot of Democrats or maybe even independents will be kind of surprised that I'm saying that. But first of all, the markets always go up and down regardless, right? So, what he did this week, the markets always go up and down. And take his ego aside and him trying to make himself look like the best president ever. I don't mind a president coming in and shaking things up. I don't mind a president with an agenda doing things. It's not necessarily my agenda and everything that I would do, but at least he has his own agenda and he's not afraid to negotiate and shake things up and say, hey, this could happen, huh? Like, this is a possibility. So Canada, the fact that you've been talking about whatever it is for the past 2 or 3 years, let's get this done, because I just want to show you how, listen, we could be completely separate one day. You could just keep doing all your things and we keep doing our things. And it's going to be hard, but admittingly, I'm sure even Canadians would admit this, it will end up after a couple of years being much harder on Canada than it is on for the US. 70% of our exports go to the US. So when you hear Premier Doug, oh gosh, I'm forgetting his name. Whatever. Can't believe I'm forgetting. Whatever. Premier Doug, okay? When he says, oh, I'm going to stockpile nickel. Well, how long are you going to stockpile nickel, Dougie? You know what I'm saying? Like, it will come a time where Canada will, I guess, have to find other places to export, but they're going to want to export to the US. So, look, it's the weekend. The tariffs are here. Mexico was released. I'm predicting that at some point in the near future, he'll do the same thing with Canada. You guys have heard already that he's taking it off of the automakers because they called and said, hey, President Trump, it's going to be hard for us. He's like, okay, I'll take it off until April the 2nd. Again, 100%. It's part of his ego. Mr. Trump, you're amazing. Can you do this? Sure, I'll take it off for you. I am taking it off the auto workers because I am Donald Trump. You know, like, hey, Mexico, yes. Grovel. Okay, I will do that for you. True Social. Mexico doesn't have to pay 25%. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just who he is. You know what I'm saying? And like it or not, he's the president. He was voted in, popular vote, 7 swing states, and he is doing things. You have to give him credit for that. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. I think a lot of you are going to disagree with me, but I think at the end of all of it, I think it will be okay. I don't know if it's going to be great, but I think it will be okay. I don't think that we're completely going off the Richter scale. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our second lead story. Suspect allegedly posed as an NBA rep to steal Tiffany's jewelry. The store Tiffany, not a person Tiffany. Swallowed $769,000 worth of earrings during his arrest. All right, a man reportedly posed as a representative of the Orlando Magic basketball team and swiped hundreds of thousands of dollars in the jewelry store Tiffany & Co. before allegedly swallowing some earrings. The gentleman, who is 32 years old, is accused of robbing Tiffany & Co. in Orlando last month. Reports say he posed as a rep for a pro athlete and then was taken into the store's VIP section where they showed him earrings worth $160,000 and a pair that was worth $600,000, as well as a ring that was $500,000. The gentleman allegedly grabbed the earrings, left the ring behind, and had a scuffle with the employees before fleeing. Authorities say that the gentleman escaped in a 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander, but was later pulled over by Florida Highway Patrol for a traffic violation. Dude, how do you get pulled over for a traffic violation after you do that? When officers attempted to detain him, he reportedly resisted arrest and swallowed several items, allegedly saying I should have thrown them out the window. The gentleman was taken into Washington County Jail, where a scan revealed foreign objects in his stomach, believed to be the stolen earrings worth $769,000. While in custody, he reportedly asked the staff, "Am I going to be charged with what is in my stomach?" He faces charges of speculation of grand theft and robbery with a mask and is being held in Orange County Jail. Why would you not think that what is inside of your stomach would be part of the what you're recharged for? Anyways, here is a video. Take a listen.
Here is the x-ray. You're looking at just over 13 carats of diamonds inside Jathan Gilder's stomach. That's almost $800,000. At the jail, Gilder allegedly asked detectives if he was going to be charged for what the contents inside his stomach.
Now, I think this story is getting a little bit more traction than it normally would because he was posing as an NBA player or an NBA player's agent. It's not true. It's totally fake. This guy has nothing to do with the NBA. I think I've heard that the NBA is actually going to be making a statement about this, I guess, if it gets any more attention to it, but it is completely not true. And second thing, I wonder about this guy. I wonder if he thought that if somehow the jewelry that he stole was inside him, if that was going to negate pressing charges. Like, why would you ask somebody, hey, is the things that are inside me going to be charged in this case? Like, what is he thinking? Anyways, it's just hilarious. And I found it so funny at the end. We're like, we're just going to wait for it to pass and then we'll see if it's the earring. So lesson learned, anybody out there, whether you steal something and it's in your pocket or in your car or even inside of your body, yeah, you're still going to get charged for it. It's still a crime. It is still stealing, people. Jeez. Our third lead story. Southwest flight forced to return to gate after unruly passenger disrobes herself moments before takeoff. All right, I wanted to throw this in here because a lot of people are like, oh, another airplane, another aircraft, there's another issue. Yes, there was a flight that was grounded, but it has nothing to do with any of parts of the plane or the FAA or anything. It has to do with a passenger. Let me tell you more about it. Passengers traveling from Hobby Airport in Houston, Texas, recently had a shocking surprise. According to reports, the Southwest flight bound for Phoenix, Arizona was delayed due to an unruly passenger. Moments before the aircraft was set to take off, a woman reportedly walked to the front of the plane and demanded to be let off. Just listen to this, okay? She asked to be let off. However, as the flight continued to move down the runway and her demands were not met, a witness claimed that the woman started jumping up and down and screaming at the top of her lungs. She then proceeded to disrobe. Footage of the ordeal shows that the lady was disrobed and she was making her way up and down the aisles. Things only continued to escalate when the woman reportedly started banging on the cockpit door and rubbing her disrobed self all over the flight attendants. Naturally, the flight was forced to return to the gate where the crazed passenger was covered with a blanket and eventually detained after trying to run out of the airplane. A representative for the Houston police shared that she was subsequently detained and transported to the hospital for medical evaluation. She's reportedly facing no charges. Yo, if somebody wants to get let off the plane, just let them off the plane, yo. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she needs to go for a mental evaluation. Maybe she just saw something that she was like, yo, I need to get off of this flight by any means necessary. Now, for those of you watching this, don't try to get any ideas. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you think that they should just let her off the plane? I don't know. And let me know. Do you think that she needs a mental evaluation? Anyways, all jokes aside, I'm happy to hear that they're not charging her with anything. I know it must have been a pretty big disturbance. Probably the flight was delayed and people missed whatever they were going to Arizona for, etc. But y'all know I'm a big mental health advocate, so I like that they're looking into something more serious or what it could be from a mental state rather than doing what they normally do is just booking somebody and charging somebody and throwing them in jail, right? So I'm happy to hear about this. And I'll continue to look into it and find out. I would really like to know, like, maybe she was like, listen, just want to get off the flight. Yo, I gotta change ours. Like, I don't need to go to Arizona anymore. You know, maybe she got a call. Maybe she got her boyfriend cheating on her or something. Maybe something happened. Who knows? But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's Friday, y'all. We got to have fun. You know what I'm saying? Our fourth quick story. Joseline Hernandez denies Amber Rose's claims that she tried to have sex with her. Says this trailer trash will not stop her lies. Holder, that never happened and never will. Y'all know that Joseline was going to reply, right? For those of you who missed yesterday's episode, we played a clip for you. Amber Rose was on Club Shay Shay, shout out to Shannon Sharp, and he asked her about the beef between her and Joseline, and she was like, yo, want me to tell you the truth? You want me to tell you really how it started? Well, Joseline was trying to pick me up. She wanted to have sex with me, and I didn't want to, and that's how we ended up having our beef, which is like, who knows if that's really true or not. Anyways, listen to what Joseline said. I have to edit a lot of it out, so I hope I'm able to have it make sense. She says, I've been a victim of SA before at, she's been a victim before, okay? I know how sacred a girl's and a woman's body is. I do not condone any SA. I am a mother and a wife. My lawyers are involved in this matter, but because I'm in disbelief, I had to write this for my own mental health. I never in my life tried to pursue or go after anybody. To these blogs and these fake journalists, please, I ask you that before you let somebody come on your platform to say anything about another individual, fact check, it is someone's life you are all playing with. I normally don't say anything or write anything, but this is too serious for me to stay quiet. Until I get vindication, you can hear this from me. That never happened and it never will. This defamation of my character will not go unseen, and I will not rest until I am 100% vindicated. All right, so I didn't think Joseline was going to take this route, this serious route. I have a feeling that somebody in her camp or her manager or her lawyer said, hey, you have an opportunity here to maybe get some money out of this, maybe bring a case against Shannon Sharp, maybe bring a case against Amber Rose. So I think you should take this route, because I'm not one to know too much about Joseline Hernandez, but I know enough to know that she has said some pretty wild things and done some pretty wild things. So for her to take this kind of like serious tone with it, I don't know how much I believe it. And you guys know that I don't mind anything like this being serious. Of course, we take all of these matters seriously, but I don't think Amber Rose was alluding to that at all. She wasn't saying it in that kind of way. She was saying it like, yo, she was trying to hook up. She was trying to play around. And I was just like, no, and that's how it turned us to our beefs. But hey, I can't tell Joseline how to take things. I do agree with one thing, and I said this yesterday, and I've said it a few times. Podcasts, YouTube shows, it's getting a little too loose for my liking, where anybody can say anything. Tory Lanez can come on and say, hey, this is actually what happened. That's what happened. What's what happened. And then people just go out and press play and they're like, hey, Tory Lanez said blah, 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 blah. So it must be true. You know, so I do think that, yes, we are not on CNN, ABC, NBC, where those things are regulated and you can get in trouble. I think we still have to have some kind of merit amongst each other to say, hey, if you're saying this, say the other person's side, or say, hey, this is alleged, or just have some sort of balance and not just keep saying like wild things out here on podcasts. But anyways, regardless of all that, I do think that Joseline is trying to take advantage of the situation and might get some money out of it. We'll see what happens. Of course, I'll follow up and let me know what you think about her direction, and let me know about this beef if you think that it's going to continue or what's going on. Let me know in the comment section below. Our fifth lead story: NYPD detective under fire for appearing in a rap music video wearing a very skinny undergarment. Let's put it that way. Starts with a letter in the alphabet. All right. A cop is definitely turning heads in the NYPD. According to the Post, a detective from the NYPD's Special Victims Unit is making rounds on social media after she appeared in a music video dancing like a, that T-Pain song, on a stage with a pole, all right? Melissa, who has been with New York's Finest for 7 years, showed up in a music video released on World Star Hip Hop where she was flaunting her moves wearing just a special thing and a bra. I'm at a loss of words, one shocked detective said. Melissa has been with the NYPD since 2018, but her future with the force may now be in jeopardy as internal investigations unfold. All right, so we have the whole video. I'm going to play parts of it for you. There's most of it I can't really play because of how she's dressed and the things she's doing, but I'll play a little clip. Take a listen. This NYPD detective, she's not wearing any uniform. She's not suggesting that she's a detective. She's not doing anything. This is not during her time of work, nothing. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. A little part of me understands if the force would implement something like this to say that you can't do something like this. But I don't think they've implemented anything like this in their contracts. Now, a police officer, you're supposed to uphold the law, but she's not breaking any laws, but you're also supposed to set a certain standard, right? So I get that if you're a detective, if you're wearing a suit, but you're in a video like this, doing things like this, dressed like this, I understand how the police agency wouldn't want something like that. I can understand it. Although I don't agree with it, I can understand it. However, I would have to know that that is in her contract. I tried to do some research quickly. I haven't found anything like that. If there is, please let me know. But if there isn't anything in her contract that says that you can't do anything in this vein, then she's not in the wrong at all. It's her life, her thing. She could do whatever you want. She could have a second job. Like, who cares what she does? She could have an OnlyFans page. Like I said, as long as it's not in a contract, and I understand if the law enforcement would want that. The NBA has that. Everybody, there's different companies and different things and different agencies want different things. As long as you put in a contract and you sign, hey, we're paying you, and because you're getting this $144,000, it means you can't do this and this and this. I'm a person that if you sign that contract, you should do it. However, like I said, I haven't found anything like that at all. So I don't think there's anything wrong with what she is doing. Let me know what you guys think. This is all over the internet. It's like super viral. Everybody has, of course, their thought process. A lot of guys are like, yo, what's her at? You know what I mean? Like, of course, guys are going to make joke. But on a serious level, do you think that police officers should be doing things like this? And two, if it's not in her contract, do you think that she's in the wrong? And do you think that she should be fired? To me, there's nothing to investigate. Bro, bring out the lawyers. It's not in the contract. We're not even talking about this. And I think if they do, she should sue them and then start an OnlyFans page and make millions of dollars. Remember yesterday I was telling you about Bad Baby, how she's made like $75 million on OnlyFans? Yo, Melissa, start an OnlyFans page, yo. Come on to Trent Out Loud podcast. We'll promote it. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my Friday bell. All right, I'm getting to it. Starting to come a little bit more natural. Ring my Friday bell. All right, just ring the bell. Our first quick story. Alaskan Airlines flight attendant who was fired for twerking speaks out. She says, I didn't think the way I was dancing would be deemed inappropriate. All right. As previously reported, the flight attendant who had only been working for the airline for 6 months was twerking in celebration of the end of her probationary period, but corporate wasn't feeling it. They told her she violated their social media policy and that would be enough to let her go. The flight attendant sat down with Inside Edition to set the record straight. She made it clear that she wasn't trying to be unprofessional. She was just trying to hype herself up for the day and feel good about her accomplishments. I just didn't think that my video and my post and the way I was dancing was inappropriate. Despite her recent intervention, the Alaskan Airlines did not hesitate to cut her loose after 6 months. Now, we reported on this before, I think it was a couple of months ago, and I could have sworn that she spoke out already, but maybe there's something new, so I wanted to talk about it. Let's take a listen.
Nell Diallo was having a great time dancing and twerking in the aisle on an empty plane before an early morning flight.
I decided to just take advantage of the moment to wake myself up and kind of get myself like hyped up for my day, basically.
She posted the video on TikTok along with the caption, "What's wrong with a little twerk before work?" But after the video went viral, she says Alaska Airlines fired her.
All right, maybe it's just me. Maybe I just remember reporting on the story and that we haven't heard exactly from her. All right, so we obviously didn't play the whole video, but I played the worst part where she was twerking. And by the way, she was twerking for a half a second. I hate when people are like, oh, this twerking video. That's not a twerking video. That was a dancing video, and she twerked literally like one twerk. So you can't even call it twerking. There was like one twerk. Like, just give me a break. Anyways, when I talked about this a couple of months ago when it first happened, I have zero problems with this at all. I told you guys about a story about when I had my stores. I had stores across Canada. I would have every store, especially representing like each province, go on our store's Instagram every day and say, yo, this is what Toronto's staff is rocking. Or if there was a TikTok trend, something, Toronto's representing, Vancouver's representing, Montreal is representing. I just think that this Alaskan Airlines is probably Rand or CEO or whoever made this decision are super out of touch. And if anything, they should have used this to their advantage and use it to get to a younger demographic. Like, everybody does this on TikTok. Like, it's really, really not a big deal. So I totally disagree with it. I remember with this story, some people said, hey, Trent, a retail store is very different from an airline. And it's the airline stewardess. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not the captain. And even if it was the captain, like, that doesn't have anything to do with how he or she is going to fly the plane. So I have no problem with this. I like that kind of marketing. I think it works. And not only do I like it, it works. Okay. Trust me. If there's one thing that I'm good at, it's marketing and digital marketing. That's how I built my whole company from the trunk of my car to a national brand. It was all on social media. I was just actually talking to somebody about that over the weekend, where I was one of the first companies with Facebook pages. Then remember like the MySpace days, and when Instagram first came out, etc. Now TikTok, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's how you get to people nowadays. This is how Donald Trump got to the younger demographic. Anyways, I totally disagree with this. And I like that she's talking and making more of a big deal about this. I hope some airline sees this, picks her up, and makes a video of her, and it goes viral, and they get like a bunch of money from it. Anyways, this really bothers me, but let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. Our second quick story. Amber Rose went to every Diddy party. All right, Amber Rose says, I've been to every Diddy party. I've been to every white party since 2009. I've been to every party. Why did they just write that 3 times? She says, and I'm going to be very transparent on this show. Here's what Amber Rose said about Diddy's parties.
I've been to every puff party. I've been to every white party since 2009. I've been to every party, and
you go in the right room, not the wrong room.
I don't think there's rooms, Chan. I'm gonna be honest. Now look, I'm gonna be very, very transparent on the show. If these freak offs are happening, it's on a completely different day.
Cap! You're so lying. Why is everybody lying? Yo, every single celebrity has come out and been like, yo, I went to Diddy's party. I've never seen, I don't know what y'all are talking about. Come on, y'all. Like, come on, bro. And you know what I think that is like, makes it even worse? It's not like some of them are saying, listen, the actual like freak offs that they are saying, that I've never heard about it. But yo, of course I've been to the parties where you see people in a room or people go off and people, they're acting as if like Diddy's parties was like tea and crumpets. Like, oh, we just sat down. The music was playing at a low level. We had some tea and we left by like 9 o'clock. Like, Come on, guys. Like, Diddy's parties have been the most legendary parties of all parties, and nobody wants to give us any tea. Well, sorry. They don't want to say it in public. They don't want to give any tea in public. To me, it makes it even worse. Either don't say anything at all, then I'll let you slide. But the ones who talk, I don't know. I don't know what freak offs. No. And I've been to every one. None of those things happen. We sit down, we talk, we communicate, we talk about what each other are doing, and then we go home by like 8:30. Yep. Sun's going down, time to go home. Amber, stop it. I don't believe this for a second. Let me know if you guys believe Amber Rose. Just trust me. I know that she's lying. Our third quick story. Drake rented out a whole club for himself just to gamble. All right, somebody posted this and said, Drake rented out a club and he's playing stake on a Tuesday. This guy is different. This guy is different, man. Here's the video, okay? Okay, guys, every time there is a Drake video that's like this, I don't understand how people get fooled by it. The last time was, remember, there was a drone that caught him on his balcony in Australia in the penthouse, and he was on Stake's website gambling. Now it's, Drake rented out a whole club to sit down and gamble. I told you guys already, Drake signed a $180 million contract with Stake, and he does these viral clips, these viral moments, just like I said about Alaskan Airlines. Like, Drake knows, and his team and Stake know how to get to the younger demographic. They want people to go on Stake. It's really all it is. Do you think if Drake rented out a club, do you think he'd be sitting down there by himself? Like, I don't understand people that fall for these things. Why would he have a bunch of girls there? Like, why? Tell him he's going to rent a club and just be chilling by himself? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's a Stake commercial, guys. He didn't really rent out a club to be by himself. Trust me. Our fourth quick story. Video of Canadians removing American-made beverages from their shelves are going viral. Is going viral. All right. I'm going to play a video here for you. And the caption is, "It's happening. Goodbye, Jack Daniels. Being removed from LCBO as we speak. Real Donald Trump." So that's one video of this guy packing it up. Here is a video of, look at the shelves, man. That's crazy. That's there. There's some other shelves there. And I think I have like one still picture. Here's one still picture. Not a big deal. Like I said, this is just going back and forth. By the way, I remember Doug's last name, Doug Ford. Sorry, Dougie. Guys, this is just like how Jay-Z and Tony Busby, everybody's just trying to get their names in the headline. So they're filming these videos. We're going to send back your Jack Daniels. We're going to send back this California. Let's give it a couple of weeks. I know it's not easy. I know the stock market. I know things, but let the theatrics happen. This is what government does. Everybody is flexing their muscle. Who's not going to back down? Doug Ford said he's going to tax energy come Monday, etc. None, U.S. nor Canada want this to happen for years to come. It's who can make the biggest statement, who could get the biggest airtime. They're playing algorithm games right now. And it sucks. I said it yesterday. It sucks for we the people. It does. But this is the world we live in. This is government, and this is what happens when there's discussion and arguments, and they can't see eye to eye on things. This is what's going to happen. It's a democracy. It's what we have. So whatever, stock up on whatever you need to stock up on, Canadians. It might be a little bit of a rough road, but trust me, we will get there, and it will be all beneficial at the end. Our fifth quick story. Future's secret ex says she's the real reason Drake and Future fell out. I'm getting so tired of talking about this girl. It's been like 3 times this week. Woman exposes real reasons why Drake and Future fell out and has the audio to prove it. If you keep on having all these things to prove it, why don't you play it? Anyways, here is a video of her again talking. That's all this girl does, but for some reason, she's having millions of views and going viral. I still can't figure out. Why would you guys put this in here? I told you I don't want to talk about her anymore. Woo! I gotta have a talk with my staff about this. Here's the video.
I land in Miami, I go to my room, and I'm chilling, okay? He pulls up, and his first question is, so you da-da-da? I said, did you da-da-da? Talk about my friend, right? He get mad, he walk out. What do? Go back to the airport and fly home.
I'm not talking about this girl. We're going to the next story. Our sixth quick story. They got agent DJ Daniels sending messages to the Democrats from the White House. I knew Trump had a bigger plan than just having DJ Daniels be a Secret Service agent. Take a listen.
Such an honor to have met you. He has one more thing to say. I won't interrupt you.
If you're a Democrat and you're being mean to President Trump, I'm on your bumper.
Yo, I don't care if DJ Daniels is a Republican or if he's an independent or what. I love this guy, man. Love him. For those of you who don't know who DJ Daniels is, when Trump had his speech to Congress, he gave DJ Daniels an honorary agent badge, a Secret Service agent badge. It was his dream to be a police officer, and a bunch of police stations have sworn him in. I think like 230 or something. Anyway, so he's been going viral ever since, and everyone's been talking about him. And now this just came out that he's actually on the White House lawn and being like, yo, Democrats, I'm on your bumper. Yo, I'm going to use that. Yo, you play with me, I'm going to be up on your bumper. Don't play with me, son. Shout out to DJ Daniels. Our seventh quick story. GloRilla is serving. There's nothing much to this story. I just want to say, GloRilla is serving. GloRilla is serving. What up, Glo? Glo is looking very, very nice. Yeah. What's up, Glo? Our eighth quick story. FIFA president responds after being asked to let Drake perform at the World Cup final as payback for Kendrick's Super Bowl show. His comments are, so we can create a little bit of a rivalry. That's a good idea. While being interviewed on Fox 5, FIFA president was asked about the possibility of having Drake perform at the World Cup final to counter what Kendrick Lamar did at the Super Bowl. The host floated the idea around, suggested to add some competition between the two rap icons, and the FIFA president kind of agreed. Take a listen.
Kendrick Lamar dissed him at the Super Bowl. You got
so we can create a bit of rivalry.
Drake comes back for,
That's a good idea. Actually, Drake was with us when we announced the host cities of...
you might be onto something here.
I like when she was like, Kendrick dissed him at the Super Bowl. Like, it's hilarious. I thought this was like a given because I don't know if we played that part in the clip where he was like, yeah, Drake was with us when we announced the cities, and we all know that Toronto is one of the cities. But I think what she's alluding to is to actually have a performance right in the middle of the soccer game. I don't think they could do that because they don't have a halftime, but maybe they could do it just before the game, not right after because everyone's going to like tune out, but maybe that's the way to kick off the game. I think that it would be amazing, not just for the Kendrick and Drake thing. Y'all know I'm not even into that anymore. But I just think it would be super dope for FIFA. They need to add something like that. If you guys know and you remember, I told you how it was because of In Living Color why the Super Bowl even started doing a halftime before. They never did it, but people were leaving the game. It was a boring game, going to watch In Living Color. Keenan Ivory Wayans purposely did that to get people from watching the Super Bowl. And then the year after, the Super Bowl got Michael Jackson. And that's how the Super Bowl halftime was created. So FIFA doing this would be a good idea. And of course, if Drake could, do something, I don't know, I don't think he would perform like Family Matters or anything, but we all know it would be some sort of a get back. And maybe he could do something. I don't know. I think it would be fun. Let me know if you're down with it. Or are you more like me where you're kind of so past that you just want to hear good music from both of those artists. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right. We made it to my favorite part of the show, comments of the day. All right, we're going to kick things off with Jasmine. She says, Trent, I love your show. I watch it every day now at this point. Also around my husband, and even he gets interested. Laugh out loud. I appreciate you doing sports stuff and politics alongside the pop culture so we can both listen. Makes for a well-rounded show. We are also in the middle politically, so I appreciate you being in the middle as well. Best podcast show on any platform by far. Sending blessings from VA. VA, what up? Keep doing what you're doing. Jasmine, thank you so much for that. I wanted to kick it off with that because that is so my goal is to sit down, well, for you guys to sit down and have men and women be able to sit down, men and women be able to sit down and watch my show. That is my ultimate goal. Of course, you guys know I also want Republicans and Democrats and everybody from both sides, but to be able to have a show that caters and, you know, couples can sit down and that's a great way to start my weekend. So thank you so much for letting me know that, Jasmine. That is the point of the show. It's just, let me just take 2 seconds. It's difficult to sit down and have a concept of something that you want to do and then actually go out and do it when you're content creating. You sit down and you're like, okay, I want to do this. I want to try to do this. And it's very, very difficult. If any of you have ever tried to do anything like this or do any sort of content creation, yes, it's fun and you do all of these things in the background, but you, especially like people like me who do this full time, you have a goal and an audience that you're trying to reach, but it doesn't always articulate itself. And also too, especially with my show is based on what is going on. So I have to carefully pick things that, you know, will have enough attention for the audience that I'm trying to get. So that is very, very rewarding, that comment. Thank you so much. Okay, let me go on. I'm getting emotional. All right, Miss Kita. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Sorry. Yeah, Miss Kita. Yeah. I watch your YouTube videos every day, but it's my first time ever commenting. Keep your weekends to yourself. Sending love from Texas. What up, Texas? What up? You know, I love Texas. They do everything bigger in Texas. I think this is the thing. Everything is bigger in Texas. Love Texas. I've been out there modeling a couple of times. I was actually out there. Anyways, Houston. Have I ever been? Anyways, I can't remember. I've been to 2 or 3 places. Anyways, shout out to Texas. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for being the first time commenting. Make sure you continue to comment every day. All right. Thank you, Miss Kita. Now, next, Sandra says, love you. Every day it makes my day. After the weekend, I look forward to hearing what's going on. Mesa, Arizona. Shout out to Arizona. Now, Arizona, I have never been, and I really want to go out there because I heard you guys have amazing golf courses, and I'm a big golfer. So shout out to Sandra for that. Love that. Shout out to Arizona. All right. Morgan. Hey, Morgan from Reading, PA. What up, Pennsylvania? What up? Just wanted to say, new to the channel and already hooked. It's part of my daily work regime while working from home. Laugh out loud. I watch your channel every day and even tell my hubby the deeds from your channel. He asks, where'd you hear that? And I tell him it's legit from Trent Out Loud. Laugh out loud. Anyways, just showing love. Channel is fire. Well, thank you very much, Morgan. And thank you for writing your name because I was like, how do I pronounce this? Your YouTube name. So anyways, thank you, Morgan, and shout out Pennsylvania. I think you're like the second or third comment from Reading, Pennsylvania. I got to visit there, I guess, one day. Maybe we'll do a live from Reading, PA, if I can get the pronunciation right. Anyways, Morgan, thank you. And again, love that you're talking to your husband about it. Love that the sports elements and some of the stories that we're putting in that is attracting also the male viewership. As we all know, 70%, 75% of my viewing audience is women, but we need some dudes in here too, all right? I actually have a comment from a guy that you guys are going to be really happy about. Anyways, Morgan, Pennsylvania, shout out. All right. Oh, I had another one from Morgan too. She said, every time you talk about another celebrity, you throw in Mufasa, Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. The anthem, Laugh Out Loud. He says, that's Beyonce. Anyways, I thought that was funny. That is going to be my new thing. It's going to be my thing. I just find it hilarious. Shout out to Jennifer Hudson, Spirit Tunnel. All right, Mello. Oh, here's the guy. All right, so Mello says, Ant is a beat in my opinion. No good. All right. He's a no good person in my opinion. I got 3 kids by 3 women and they all get time spent evenly and together with one another. But I don't like how it's always a woman's kid until they need help or something. Still don't take away from the fact that Ant is a beat for abandoning the most precious gift that most don't get to experience. Mello, thank you so much. And by the way, you guys can write whatever you want. I just can't say certain things on YouTube or they'll flag the video, etc. Thanks a lot for that, Mello. Thanks a lot for commenting and showing a male's perspective. For those of you who don't know, just quickly, Ann Edwards, NBA superstar, took his baby mom into court this week and said that he doesn't want to see his child, his 4-month-old daughter. He doesn't want visitation, nothing. He just wants to know how much he owes in child support. And I totally dragged him for it. And I think two times this week, we had social discussion about just men and relationships and, men, women feeling like they have to give up. We talked about like polyamorous where women are starting to share men. So this is another example of Mello, a good dude out here. He has 3 kids with 3 different women and he spends time with them, spends time together and has no problem dragging another man. So women, there you have it. There are still good men out there. Mello, thank you for your comment. Did you say where you're from? Hold on, let me just check that. Yeah, you didn't say you're from. Mello, if you could let me know where you're from. And by the way, every time you guys comment, please let me know where you're from. We're trying to see how worldly we are. Anyways, Mello, thank you. Anita, thank you for the show. I watch it on YouTube daily. Your heart is in the right place and you see things from multiple perspectives, which I appreciate. Thanks from England, UK. What up, UK? Our second biggest destination. What up, Anita? Thank you so much. I haven't been to England in like a year or so. I definitely got to come out and check out Brixton, where all the Jamaicans are. Thank you for that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for letting me know that my heart is in the right place and that you appreciate my multiple perspectives. I saw a comment the other day, and somebody was like, stop being in the middle and make a decision. Just because you're in the middle and you see things from different perspectives doesn't mean that you can't make a decision. I've made a decision that I disagree with some of the things that Trump says. However, I agree with some of it. Doesn't mean I can't make a decision. Same way with Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, or some things I agree with, some things I don't. I just don't want to ever close my mind off to somebody having something that I don't agree with and means that I don't agree with anything. You're just cutting yourself off from opportunities, not only in politics, but just with life, period. I just think it's a better way. So thank you guys for noticing that and appreciating it. All right. Shakira says, Trent, your energy is everything. Thank you for brightening my morning with this podcast. I appreciate how you approach and discuss topics from both sides. Not to mention, you are a beautiful man to watch. Hey, Shakira, what up? Keep being great, King. Miami gal. All right, Shakira, what up? Miami's my spot. Used to live out there for I think a year when I was modeling. Where did I live? It was South Beach. I can't remember the street. It was right on South Beach, right on I think 10th Avenue in Lincoln. Does that make sense? Anyways, I don't remember the last time I was in Miami. When was it? Oh, I was just in Miami for Art Basel. I missed it this year, but the year before. But anyways, shout out to my Miami gal, Shakira. And thank you, of course, again, for the comments and watching every morning and mentioning that I discuss things from both sides. Appreciate that. All right. Sally said, what up, Trent Two Sides? Much love from North Carolina. I like that nickname. Two Sides Trent. I like that. TTS. Two Sides Trent. Now, maybe that will be the new name of my podcast. The TSS podcast. Trent Two Sides podcast. Anyways, North Carolina, come on and raise up. Take your shirt off. Like a helicopter. I don't remember the exact words, but North Carolina, what up? Never been there, but I would definitely like to visit. And Sally, I'm hollering at you when I come out there, all right? All right. Diane says, Trent, thank you for sharing my day with me. I listen to the podcast every morning while getting ready for work. You always give much thought to everything you report, and I love it. Thanks for the great stories. By the way, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I love Linda and her comments. Yo, Linda, you are famous, yo. I'm telling y'all, Linda is the best, man. Linda is the quintessential reason why I have this podcast. I say my views and you disagree, but you still comment and you still watch every day. Shout out to Linda. I like that Linda is getting some fame out here. So, Diane, thank you for putting that out. She's my favorite also too. What else did you say here? Yeah. Thank you for watching every morning. And this is what I wanted to say. I like that you said, Trent, thank you for starting my day with me. And that's exactly another thing I set out to do. I think my mom said it the other day where she's like, Trent, you know what's good about your podcast? It feels like we're just sitting down and telling a story. And my 2 books, every time I do a talk or every time I do anything or do an appearance, everybody says that same thing to me. And that's exactly, I purposely try to do that. I try to make it feel like we're sitting down there and, we're talking together. I'm not talking at you. I'm talking with you and we're having a conversation. I wrote my books that way. I do my podcast that way. So thank you. I'm trying to be your homie that's with you, whether it's going to bed, whether it's waking up, whether it's at your lunch hour. Some people say, hey, I listen to you at the gym on the treadmill. This podcast is just your homie sitting down there talking and telling you stories that he's seen, because it's me, that he's seen on the internet. It's almost like this is what I want you guys to think of this podcast. You know how you send DMs to your friends? Not DMs, but you see a story. So you forward a story. Let's say you're on Instagram or on TikTok and you forward it to somebody and you're like, yo, this, or yo, can you believe this? And then you send it and then you make a comment. That's how I want this podcast to feel. Like I'm just telling you this story and being like, yo, could you imagine this? Yo, this airline, yo, this person, That's the whole point. So when I see things like this, man, thank you guys. Woo! All right. I'm so happy I started this segment. It makes me feel so good, man. I love it. It's my favorite segment in the show. It's my connection time with you guys. So thank you so much for all your comments. All week, comments have been blowing up, viewers, subscribers, and everything. So thank you guys. And I like that we stick it right in the middle of the show. Like it's good to talk about what's going on. And then we have like our own time. And then we get back to some stuff. And then, of course, we got a question of the day, which is always fun. All right, let's go to social discussion. All right, this brings us to social discussion of the day. All right, I have 2 social discussions. I couldn't decide, so I'm going to make each of them or both of them quick. Each of them or both of them? I don't know. Anyways, Deiondra Sanders, who's Deion Sanders' daughter, said, I wish they taught a class that told men how to deal with postpartum. All right, so she is going through drama with, what's her baby daddy? Is it Jacques? Is it? No. Some dude that's just not being cool with her, okay? I think it's Jacques, can't remember. Anyways, I Googled postpartum. I know what it is, but you guys know I just like to have real definition. So postpartum refers to the period after childbirth. Most often, the postpartum period is the first 6 to 8 weeks after delivery or until your body returns to its pre-pregnancy state. But the symptoms and changes that occur during the postpartum period can last far beyond 8 weeks. Then I Googled, what's the hardest part of postpartum? The greatest challenge commonly experienced by parents in the first weeks include recovering from birth. This is particularly challenging if the birth has been traumatic or you were highly dissatisfied with the quality of care you received, breastfeeding, bottle feeding, etc. Okay, I actually went down a rabbit hole and was reading a lot about it. But what I want to say to this, and you guys could jump in, I don't think that men need a class to understand what postpartum is. I think if you think your man needs a class on postpartum, I don't think that you should be having kids with that man. I'm just going to leave it at that. Like, that is just really simple. Like, that's the discussion. You know what I mean? Like, that is, and I know I'm trying to make it quick, but that's a discussion. If your man, if your baby daddy can't figure out on his own that your body has just grown a human for 9 months, then gave birth, and he can't, you won't even have to tell me anything about postpartum. It's got to be rough. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, if somebody is cold or has, a bronchitis or a sickness or a flu or whatever, you would be like, shoot, man, I'm going to try to be a little bit more attentive this week. I know she wasn't well, much less giving birth. You know what I mean? So totally disagree with Deiondra. But let me know what you guys think. Do you actually think that this is something that men should have to try and learn and understand, like Lamaze classes and all that stuff? And you see, like that Lamaze classes, no, I think you should go to that. Learn how to breathe, know how to do all this stuff or whatever. But to give a class to learn how to be understanding to something that somebody's going through, if you need that, you're with the wrong man. I'm just saying. Ask Mello, all right? I'm sure he is there for all three of his baby mamas. I hope Mello starts being like our new guy of reason in our comment section. It'll be Linda and Mello. Mello, let me know what you think about this, bruh. I'm so happy that we have a dude in the comment section. Mello, two things. Let me know where you're from, and also let me know, do you think that men should have a class on postpartum? I'll be looking out. Our second social discussion. All right, we're going to do this quickly. The lip filler, the big veneer, mega volume lashes, and BBlL look is tired. Can we go back to normal? And the question is, are you tired of this trend or you don't care? All right, I wanted to talk about this because I understand that women sometimes get self-conscious and they want to do these things not only for men, but want to do this for themselves. That's the first thing. Any guys who are listening, women do not only do this for us, they do them for themselves, do this for themselves. So I want to just make sure I touch on everything. So lip fillers, and listen to the whole thing, okay? So lip fillers, I'm not a fan of personally because they look like lip fillers. I have only seen a few that was like, wow, I had no idea you had lip fillers. Most of the times it doesn't look real. So it doesn't look like, whoa, her lips are nice. It looks like, wow, she has lip fillers. First thing. Second thing, big veneers. I mean, I think anybody looks crazy with big veneers, guy, girl, or whatever. I can do without. Mega volume lashes. Sometimes they're a little bit extra, but I think if they're extra and your outfit is extra and your hair is extra, then I love it because everything is matching. When it's huge and extra, mega volume, and you're in a grocery store with a bonnet and like, a tracksuit, it's like, but maybe you can't take them off and you're getting like live tonight. So that's why you're leaving them on. Who knows? And then the BBlL look, I'm Jamaican, so I have no problem. I have no problem with that look at all. However, the bigger conversation, and it's what I started off with, is that two sides, Trent, is that it's actually really not two sides. I think it's actually just the proper way to look at it. I think if you're in an industry that calls for these things and you're profiting off of it, if you're an influencer, if you're, you work at the bar, or, your job calls for these things and, for you to dress a certain way and to look a certain way and your appearance matters, I totally understand you doing all of this stuff. And I totally understand if you say, look, since I was whatever, I've always wanted this and I got that strictly for me. I don't have a problem. The only time I do have a problem, and the only time that I do think that I don't like it, is when you're doing it for no reason. Like you already had something and you're like, well, I'm just going to do this because everybody else is doing it, or I'm doing this because of this. That's why I'm just like, what are you talking about? And like, again, if you're doing it for yourself, it's fine. But like, I think we have to think a little bit deeper into it and say like, if, for example, like you work at the bank and this is something that's a priority for you, then I think before you do it, and I just use working at the bank as saying like, it's not going to benefit you in any way, right? Like working at the bank, it shouldn't matter anyways how you look or any of those enhancing things. The bank should just be off of your merit and what you're going to do for the bank. So I'm just using that as an example. And you still want to do it, then I just think that you should take time and think about the look that you're going for. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking too much about this, but I just think that it tells me a lot about the person that has a regular job that doesn't have to look away, that wants to change their look. It tells me a lot about that person. And I just don't know where the priorities are having all of that. Like I said, if it's one thing, if it's like, oh, my lips has always been like super small, so I just got fillers. Like I said, do it good. But if you have all of those things and you work at the bank or have an ordinary job, then it says to me more about you personally and your goals and what you feel like is important in life, because it should be about what's inside of us when you're looking for a partner or whatever it is that you're going through life in. And even if you are feeling a little self-conscious, like, try to find a way to make yourself feel a little better before having that be the thing that makes you feel better. Because anybody who is judging you from anything exterior, they don't need to be in your life anyways. And I've always said this, that I think men and women that get in relationships for any of those physical reasons, they always end up getting divorced, or they don't end up in a good marriage. Because regardless of how good we all look now at whatever age you are, 60, 70, 80, 90, you ain't gonna look that good. And the person, I don't care how much surgery you get. And if somebody is with you for those reasons, and primarily those reasons, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna talk about when you're 70, 80 years old? Like, that's for me what I think about. So just a little nod, like, there's the superficial part of it. Like, yeah, you want to have fun, do whatever. But really, like I said, the ordinary everyday person that's getting all of that stuff, I would think internally first why you're doing this, and think about building your own self-confidence, and think about within, and think about who the people are around you. And maybe you should change the people around you before changing yourself. I think that's the best way to end it off. Think about changing the people around you before you think changing yourself. Whew. I should write a book. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to question of the day. If you could only eat at one restaurant for the rest of your life, which one are you choosing? All right. This first answer is my answer. Cheesecake Factory. They have 100 items on the menu. 1,000%. I don't think I have gone to the US without at least going to a Cheesecake Factory one time. Like, I have the biggest sweet tooth ever, and my favorite dessert is cheesecake. So I go there and have 2, sometimes 3 cheesecakes. And what's my meal they have there? The chicken something. I can't remember the name. I just point to it on the menu. Anyways, Cheesecake Factory. Somebody says, does my house count? Texas Roadhouse. Never tried that. Super down. Another person said a buffet. Smart answer. Somebody says Tasty Patties. Oh, Tasty Patties. Okay. Hold on. Golden Corral. I've never eaten at the Golden Corral. I've heard about it, but never tried it. Definitely got to try it. Let me know in the comment section if it's good. Somebody said a Chicago restaurant. Yo, Chicago has amazing, amazing restaurants. Chicago is one of my favorite places in the world. Oh, when I was there modeling, I could literally just walk around Chicago. It's beautiful, great people, great food. Love Chicago. All right, but say what restaurant from Chicago? All right, somebody says Joe's Stone Crab in Miami. Woof. Somebody in the what was the girl in the Miami section? Miami Gal. How about Miami Gal? Hold on, let me find her name. Miami Gal. Sorry. Oh my gosh, I can't find it now. Anyways, Miami Gal. Let's go to Miami and let's go to Joe Crabs. All right, White Castle. I think I've eaten at White Castle. I don't know if I want to eat at White Castle for the rest of my life, though. Another person said Cheesecake Factory. Somebody said Prime 112. Prime 112. I don't know if I've ever been there. Somebody said Hibachi. Another person said Walmart. Greg's Cookout. Ooh, that sounds good. A restaurant that's a cookout, like, ooh, Southern food. Ooh, somebody said Red Lobster. Hey, did you guys see the CEO on Red Lobster? Sorry, the CEO of Red Lobster was on the Breakfast Club, and he says that he is revamping Red Lobster, and he's going to be bringing it back. Would love to check it out. Waffle House. I don't know if I could eat Waffle House for the rest of my life, but definitely touching down on that. Somebody said Nando's, Outback, The Pantry, Ocean Prime, Tropical Jerk. You know, anything jerk, I'm down with. Ruth Chris, never heard of that. Houston's all day. Really? I'm down though. Olive Garden. You know, I've never tried Olive Garden, and I'm a fan of Italian food. I've never tried. It's just because I don't want Italian food like commercially done like that. What do you call franchise done like that? I don't know, but I'll try it one day. All right. Those are the somebody said the Chinese buffet. All right, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know. I'm a foodie, man. Let me know some good restaurants. Y'all know I'm always in the States or Canada, wherever, even England. Let me know everywhere. What is a restaurant that we could all join up and eat and stay for the rest of our lives? We should organize that one day. Like all of our like daily listeners, we all meet up and have one big Trent Out Loud party somewhere and eat at a restaurant. All right, that's enough. All right, this brings us to sports news. By the way, it was Shakira that invited me over to Miami. Well, she didn't invite me, but I invited myself. Anyways, let's get back to sports. All right, LeBron James and Michael Jordan conversation was had on First Take with Kai Cenat and Stephen A. Smith. Guys, we do not need to continue having this conversation. I don't care how long LeBron James stays in the NBA. I don't care if he plays 30 years. He's the first player to ever reach 50,000 overall points. I get it. However, he's only won 4 championships. He's lost 6 finals. The accolades that Jordan has, he will never meet. Maybe somebody else one day will, but it's not LeBron. He's just not that dude. Anyways, here's a little clip from Kai and Steven. Take a listen.
I ain't gonna lie, Steven. You when it comes to LeBron James, you start hating. That's how I feel. Because I feel like you more of an older generation type of dude. You like Michael Jordan, cool. But listen, every time when there's a debate going on with you and with Michael Jordan and LeBron James, you always got something to say about LBJ.
Yeah, we have to stop the ridiculousness. Like Jordan, 6 finals MVP, undefeated. Like this man was never defeated in the finals. That is the greatest basketball player ever. One-on-one, Jordan would destroy LeBron. LeBron wears his number. That's it. It's like he wears his number. The student is never going to become the teacher. Don't want to talk about this anymore. Jordan is the GOAT. Then Kobe. Then Steph Curry. And then LeBron James. LeBron, you're 4th. Sorry. Love you off the court. Off the court, you're number 1. Everything you do, man. Family man, everything. Love all of it. On the court, you're number 4. Stop playing with me. I'll put you at number 5. All right, y'all. That is it. The week is a wrap. Let the weekend begin. Thank you so much for kicking it with me all week. I love y'all, man. I feel like we were even more connected this week. Thank you so much for kicking it with me. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for all the likes, all the subscribes, everything. It was popping. Podcast, YouTube, everything. We had a great week, but I am definitely ready for this weekend to pop off. I have some plans this week that I'm very, very excited about. All right. Some weekends I'm just chilling, which I'm still excited, but I'm very excited for this weekend. All right. Maybe I'll tell you guys about it Monday. It's going to be a slow Monday. I'm going to tell you right now. All right. It's going to be groggy. Well, I always start Mondays. You guys don't know, but I sit down and I'm like, oh, jeez. Monday, and I'm like, as soon as the lights come on and the cameras, I'm like, what up? So yeah, but just know, even though I'm excited, I'm going to be tired. Anyways, I'm talking too much. It's Friday, but whatever. All right. Before I let you guys go to start your weekend, I just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud two-way podcast. Two sides. Trent Two Sides podcast. I just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trent Two Sides podcast. For those of you who are used to watching on YouTube and you're going to be in your car or you're going to be going on a plane or you have going somewhere without internet access and you're like, yo, how can I listen to the Trent Out Loud podcast on YouTube? Guess what? We're available on all podcast platforms. You could just download the episode. Partner, just go to any podcast platform. You type in Trent Out Loud. Boom, the show will pop up. Do not forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show, because we upload daily, just like we do on YouTube. You know, we're the hardest working podcast in show business. I got you. Never leaving you a day without some news and some jokes and some love. Vice versa, for those of you who are used to listening on podcast platforms, Thank you. However, you gotta come over to YouTube because it's lit and this is where it's at. Trust me, if you like listening with audio, I get it. I got it. But wait till you see us live in person. Yo, we got videos, we got pictures. I'm animated. My hands are moving. I'm smiling. My hair is curling. I got on well, today I just have on a white tees, but you know, trust me, come on over to YouTube. It is better here. It's my favorite way to watch the show. Just come on over to YouTube, type in Trent Out Loud. The show will pop up. You got to do a couple of things, though. You got to hit the subscribe button. You got to get the notifications of when your boy is uploading new podcasts. So hit that subscribe button. Make sure you please hit the like button. Of course, only if you like the show, but I'm assuming you do. Hit that like button. Also, it's a must. You got to comment. Even if you don't comment anything, you're shy, you don't want to give us your opinions or anything, just comment and say, hey, whatever, this is Mary, Joe, whatever, from where you're from. I like to see where all my viewers are at. We're trying to have a global show here. So comment and please let us know where you are from. I'm not reading any more comments unless it says where you're from in the podcast. Mello, I want to know where you're from, bruh. Mello, keep watching, okay? And tell your boys to keep watching. We need a balanced podcast over here. All right, and lastly, for those of you who are new to YouTube, please try to share the show. It really helps in growing the channel. Share with your friends, your mama, your pops, your sister, your cousins, your aunties, them. Let them know about the Trent Out Loud podcast. All right. Now, for those of you who want to follow me on social platforms, I'm available on all of them. And it's always the same handle, Trent Two Sides Out Loud. No, I'm joking. It's Trent Out Loud. I wonder if we can see if I have a YouTube handle, Trent Two Sides Out Loud. I like that. Yeah, so just check me out on any social platform. On the weekends, I actually post my favorite comment on my stories in Instagram. So you can make sure you follow us on Instagram for sure. That's where it's lit. YouTube, Instagram. That's where I'm at, yo. All right, I'm going to wrap up the show. Thank you so much once again for kicking with me. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Be safe, have fun, hang out with your loved ones, hang out with your friends, and be right back here Monday morning sharp. I'll see you for Monday. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace.